Welcome to Asian Star Trend. Our channel updates hot news about Asia's most popular stars. Please subscribe and comment to help us update better videos. The internet is ablaze. A single birthday cake, plain, imperfect, and handmade, has set off a storm of speculation. What did Miemie do for you long, and why is everyone talking about it? In an industry addicted to spectacle, where birthday celebrations are usually gilded with red carpets, luxury gifts, and choreographed public displays, this year's moment could not have been more different. There was no grand banquet, no champagne tower, no orchestrated fanfare. Instead, there was a quiet table, a small cake, and a silence so rare it made the world lean closer. That cake, however, is not just a cake. It is a message. Long, the actor known for his discipline and unshakable presence, chose to spend his day away from the noise, and next to him stood Miemie. Her gift to him was neither diamonds nor designer brands, but something the industry almost never sees: time, care, and her own hands at work. Viewers who caught a glimpse of the video saw more than baking. They saw a process of love, the sponge carefully tested, the cream smoothed with patience, the strawberries placed like a quiet confession. It was clumsy, uneven, and heartbreakingly genuine. By the time the candles were lit, social media had erupted. Comments flooded in. This is what love looks like without filter. Sometimes the smallest gesture hides the biggest truth. What truth, exactly? No one knows yet. But that single cake has already given audiences something unexpected, a reminder that, even in the glare of fame, love can still be simple, fragile, and real. Some say this is the most ideal form of love. Not loud, not extravagant, just care woven into every minute and every second. There was no thunderous applause at this birthday scene, only a warm wooden table, soft light, and two pairs of eyes quietly locked on each other. Miemie leaned close and whispered, "A birthday doesn't need noise. It doesn't need the whole world to know. As long as I'm here, and you have this little cake I made with my own hands, that's enough for me." For a moment, time seemed to stop. Yulong's gaze, calm as always, softened even further. And in that softness, a deeper current rose. He looked down at the simple cake as if staring at the heart she had placed into it. We live in a world where love often comes packaged, with designer gifts, staged confessions, and meticulously choreographed moments for the cameras. But what unfolded that night was startlingly different, a moment so real it didn't need makeup, filters, or pretense. Miemie didn't flaunt her feelings. She folded them into a cake. And with that, she shook the entire entertainment industry. Even insiders couldn't help but sigh. This is what love should look like. It was not a relationship built on hype, but one nurtured slowly, like a tree taking root. Yulong, usually reserved and guarded, didn't retreat this time. He reached out, holding her hand gently, his expression unguarded for once. That small gesture said what words could not: "I see you. I choose you." And just like that, a plain birthday became the most unforgettable love story the internet has seen this year. As fans often say, in Yulong's eyes, she is the one exception. Miemie has long since become an irreplaceable presence in his life. They never chase noise, never seek to dominate the spotlight. Instead, they warm each other quietly like winter sunlight, like a cup of milk tea on a cold day, not scalding, but enough to melt the chill inside. In an era where traffic is king and algorithms dictate who matters, audiences have grown used to celebrity excess, elaborate birthday vlogs, glittering cakes, and curated group photos with top streamers, all engineered to flood our feeds. And that is precisely why this birthday struck so deeply. There were no hashtags, no organized cheering, no luxury cars, no endless bouquets. Just a simple cake and the person who made it. For fans, the meaning was clear. Love doesn't need an audience. It needs intention. When Miemie softly said, "A birthday doesn't need to be noisy. As long as I'm here, and you have this little cake made with my hands, I'm happy," the entire scene shifted. Yulong's eyes, always calm, grew deep with an emotion that needed no explanation. He held her hand gently, as though that gesture itself was the vow we are used to love that performs for the cameras. Yet here was love that asked for nothing but the moment itself. Fans don't just crave spectacle, they crave sincerity. And in that quiet, A truth revealed itself: sometimes the simplest gestures are the ones that leave the deepest mark. A plain birthday, no spotlight, yet it has become the most unforgettable love story of the year. The moment the video of Miemie making a cake by hand appeared online, the comments section erupted. Suddenly, "I believe in love. This is how you love someone with life itself. Not all sweetness needs sugar. Some comes from gentle eyes and an imperfect but genuine cake in that quiet kitchen." Yulong and Miemie were no longer stars on a screen. They were simply two people choosing to walk through life together. It wasn't the cake that made viewers pause. It was the sincerity behind it. In an industry built on spectacle, she offered him something rare, an ordinary act made extraordinary by love. She tested, failed, tried again. She wasn't chasing perfection. She was offering something only she could make. Every detail of that simple cake, cream spread patiently, strawberries placed with care, spoke of her persistence. It was not a prop. It was prepared over days, maybe weeks, just for him. When Yulong looked at that cake, his smile said everything. What he saw wasn't dessert, it was devotion. Actors spend their lives in the glare of lights, but behind his calm strength is a private world where she waits. Through exhaustion, missteps, and silence, she has been there, not as noise, but as his steady ground. This is why fans were moved. Their love doesn't need a trending hashtag. It is a shield built on 1,000 quiet gestures, a hand offered when he stumbles, a candle lit in his quietest moment. In an age of carefully staged affection, they remind us that the most powerful love isn't loud. It's made of small details, unshakable presence, and the courage to be sincere. It makes us believe that sincerity may come late and move slowly, but it is never forgotten. Like a spring seed lying quietly in the soil, it blossoms when the time is right. Suddenly, softly, with a sweetness that feels almost like a miracle. Their story reminds us that life is not a performance. It doesn't need elaborate sets or scripts. As long as someone is willing to love with their whole heart and nurture that love with time, one day it will return, gentle, steadfast, and true. This birthday had no stage lights, no roaring crowd. Yet it overflowed with love. Miemie and Wanwan never shouted, "I love you." They chose a quieter language, action, and Yulong, who has always expressed more with his presence than with words, answered with a gaze so deep it locked away everything he felt. They need no one else to define romance because they are the definition of it. From them, we learn that the greatest emotion does not come from fireworks, luxury cars, or grand declarations. It hides in the details of ordinary life, in the warmth of a hand, in a cake baked clumsily but earnestly, in the soft courage to stand by someone through every season. If you felt the same warmth watching that video, perhaps it's because you've always known, the extraordinary moments of life are hidden within the most ordinary ones. So tell us, what kind of love has moved you the most? Sometimes, the smallest gestures remind us why we still believe in love at all.